Sometimes everything looks the same but feels just a little different. Like you're standing in a familiar place, yet something about it feels slightly off. Not wrong, just distant in a quiet and hard-to-name way. Maybe you've had a moment like that before. Walking down a street you know well, and it suddenly feels like you're watching it instead of being in it. Or sitting in your room, noticing the details but feeling a step removed from them. It can feel like the world has softened around the edges. Or like there's a thin layer between you and everything you see. And nothing is actually different, yet everything feels a little unfamiliar. This is something many people don't talk about. And because of that, when it happens, it can feel confusing. But moments like these are more common than they seem. People sometimes describe them as feeling like a movie set. Everything looks real but somehow feels staged or distant. Not fake, just slightly out of reach. And this is where it becomes subtle. Because on the outside, everything continues as normal. The world hasn't changed. The light still falls the same way. Sounds still reach your ears. People still move, talk, and smile. But your experience of it feels just a little different. Like your awareness has shifted position. Instead of being fully inside the moment, you're gently observing it. And that shift can feel strange at first. Sometimes it happens quietly without warning. Other times it follows a period of deep thinking or stress. Or even after a long day when your mind feels tired. People sometimes notice it when they've been focusing inward for a while, paying attention to thoughts, feelings, or sensations. And then suddenly, the outside world feels a bit far away. Not gone, just less vivid in a certain way. But there's something important to remember. Even when the feeling changes, the world itself does not. The ground beneath you is still solid. The air around you is still real. The moment you're in is still happening, just as it always does. And you are still here inside it. Sometimes the mind simply adjusts how it processes things. Like turning the brightness down just a little. Or stepping back to take in a wider view. It doesn't mean anything is broken. It can simply be a different way of experiencing the same moment. And this is something many people don't notice. The mind is always shifting, even in small ways. Some shifts feel energizing. Others feel quiet and distant. And occasionally, there are moments where everything feels slightly unreal. But even in those moments, your connection to the world remains. It hasn't disappeared. It's just feeling different for a little while. And this is where it becomes subtle. Because the feeling itself can draw your attention inward. You might start noticing the difference more and more. Thinking about it. Trying to understand it. And the more attention it gets, the more noticeable it can feel. Like looking at your reflection for too long and it begins to feel unfamiliar. But gently shifting your focus can change the experience. Not forcing anything, just softening your attention. Noticing small details around you. The texture of a surface. The sound of something nearby. The way your breath moves in and out. Simple things that anchor you quietly. You don't have to fix anything. There's nothing here that needs correcting. This is just a moment passing through your awareness. Like any other. And like all moments, it changes. Even if it feels steady for a while, it doesn't stay forever. It moves, softens, and eventually fades. Often without you noticing exactly when it did. This is something many people come to realize over time. That these feelings, while unusual, are not permanent. They don't take anything away from reality. They don't replace what's real. They simply color the experience for a while. Like a filter that gently comes and goes. And this is where it becomes reassuring. Because underneath the feeling, everything remains steady. The world continues as it always has. And you continue within it. Even if your perspective shifts for a moment. Sometimes it helps to slow down just a little. Not in a forced way. Just enough to notice what's already here. The weight of your body where you are sitting. The rhythm of your breathing. The quiet presence of the space around you. Letting those things be simple. Letting them exist without needing to analyze them. And gently allowing your attention to rest there. You might notice the sense of distance soften slightly. Or stay the same but feel less important. Either way, that's okay. There's no rush to change anything. This moment is allowed to be exactly as it is, and you are allowed to move through it at your own pace. This is something many people don't realize at first, that the feeling itself doesn't have to be pushed away. It can be noticed, acknowledged, and gently allowed, without turning it into something bigger, without needing to understand it completely, just letting it be one part of a much larger experience. Because there is always more here than just that feeling. There is the space you're in, the sounds around you, the steady presence of your body, and the simple fact that you are here experiencing all of it. And this is where it becomes grounding, not by changing the feeling, but by widening your awareness beyond it, letting it sit alongside everything else, until it naturally becomes smaller in your experience, like a quiet background note, instead of the center of everything. And over time, many people notice something gentle, that the moments of distance become less concerning, less unfamiliar, and more like something they've felt before and moved through. Because that's what tends to happen. These moments come, and they go, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but always they shift. And beneath all of it, something steady remains. Your presence, your awareness, your place in the world around you. Even when things feel distant, you are still here, still grounded in this moment, still connected to everything around you in quiet and real ways. And nothing about that has changed. So if you ever find yourself in one of these moments, you don't need to rush out of it. You don't need to fight it. You can simply pause, breathe, and gently notice what is still steady and real. Because it's all still here. And so are you. Right here in this moment. And that is enough. Always.